could you tell me a little bit about your background, Margot, and also how you found LearningRx?
Okay, my background is physician assistant. So I'm in the medical field and I do physicals and exams on patients. And my husband's an aerospace engineer who became a teacher to help kids who were having problems in math. And so we were very frustrated when our child was having difficulty with reading and math. You know, every year we'd hear from her teachers, oh, Marilyn's a wonderful student, she's really smart, she's a hard worker, but, and we're like, okay, but there's this disconnect. You know, what's going on with her reading? Why are her test scores on her CRCT so low? And so we really got frustrated with what was going on. So a couple of parents told me about Kumon. So we signed her up for Kumon, and that helped to bridge the gap, but not quite, because she was still having these issues with reading comprehension. And so we were like, okay, we're both smart people. What's going on with our child? Did we do something wrong? Did we not do enough of Hooked on Phonics with her? What happened? So from Kumon, we went to a child psychologist. And she was like, no, there's no problem. She doesn't have dyslexia. You know, she was reading fine. She's on 3rd grade level. You know, we're like, but there's still something missing. You know, we keep seeing these problems with her grades. And so finally my husband's like, we're going to get to the bottom of this. So he was looking in the Atlanta Parenting magazine. So continue to advertise in there. And he said, I'm going to take her for testing at LearningRx and see if they can tell us what's wrong. And so he brought her here, and we found out that she had that auditory processing problem. And we knew about the issue with the phonics because her reading was just really choppy. There wasn't any fluency. Words that we had discussed with her before, she would forget. And we were getting frustrated. She was getting frustrated. And we're just like, oh, you're just being lazy. And it's like, that wasn't it at all. So I really feel bad about beating up on her, and, you know, just really long lectures, and you're not trying hard enough, and putting her on punishment, poor kid, when there was really a problem going on. So we're really grateful to you guys for all that you've done, the hard work that you've done with her, and we've seen great strides since she finished the program. She is more organized. She's far more disciplined with her homework. You know, she comes in, I've got 4 sheets to do for homework, you know, in history and math and, you know, reading and this and that. And this is what I've completed, this is what I have to do. And I don't have to sit there with her for hours and hours. I mean, before it would take us 2 hours to get through one assignment. And now she can finish everything in about 2.5 hours on her own. Now, I don't have to stand there, I don't have to keep correcting her, she does it on her own. And we see a big change in her reading as well. Before it was very choppy, like I said. She really struggled with the words, and now we've noticed she's sounding things out. And she'll even get dictionaries sometimes on her own, and we'll look the word up. So she's making big strides, and a big one for us is that her reading was B-. Normally it's a C. And she didn't have to get referred. Well, she got referred for reading, but not for her math. That was the first time since 2nd grade she hasn't needed a math referral. And she got an A in math. I was really proud of her, because normally she gets a C the first 2 semesters, but now she actually got an A. So she's really working hard, and, you know, is a much more confident student. Before, she would say, I'm not as smart as so-and-so, and, you know, they know more than I do, and, you know, but now she just feels like she's just as intelligent as they are. So we're really excited for her. And we cannot, again, thank you guys enough.
Well, that's great. We were so happy to have her and happy to help. And you were telling me something about the way she was reading, too, how she was just kind of blowing through those books that normally would take her so long to read.
The books, her school did another assessment, a different type, to see how many words they knew. And she didn't score so well initially because we know that she's still having that auditory processing problem. But we just got a notice from her school that she's gone up 2 reading levels. And the goal is for her to go up 6 more before the end of the school year. So she's already completing her reading log for the current level that she's on, so she's just waiting to take a test. But even her teacher was commenting that Marilyn's just flying through these books, you know, and a couple of books she's read twice because she's like, well, I've read all the books in that level, I'm waiting for some new ones.
That's
so,
amazing.
yeah, she's doing. And another thing too is she is reading with inflection now. Like, you know, Mary sighed. You know, she'd never do that before. She would struggle with just trying to get through Mary sighed. You know, but and she enjoys reading to her dolls. She would never do that before. You know, so she's really having a good time with reading and enjoying that.
Good. It sounds like it's just become easier for her to do. And when
Yes.
it's easier for you to do, you want to do it.
Yeah, she's enjoying that. So we're still working on the comprehension, but even that's improving. Before, when I would test her, she would get a 25%, but now we're up to 75%. So there's a big improvement there too. So
Yeah,
that's coming along.